Be with me. Be with me. Are you with me? Welcome back to Tambay TV. I am Pael Fajardo.
I'm your man, main man, Ali Peak.
Man, Alan Peak. Happy New Year, everyone. It's
Happy
been
New
a
Year.
while. It's been a while. First of the year, brother.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it.
Talking
It's great.
about
2020. Yep.
talking about the biggest movie of last year, which you got to see this year.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
This is finally our review of Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker. Brother, where to begin with this? Okay, let me set it up. You were out of town, out of the country
I was in Europe for the holidays.
last of the holidays. So you didn't get to see it.
No.
Because it was here in the Philippines. It showed for a weekend on the 22nd, I think, or 20s, before the Manila Film Fest kicked into full gear. Then it was gone, and then it came back, and then you came back. So you got to watch it then.
Yeah, got a chance to see it.
I've seen it twice since then. I saw it that weekend. No, not twice. Twice in the cinemas. And a total of like 7 times in other ways.
I'll be honest with you, man.
First.
I'll be honest with you. So I was looking at the scenes on YouTube.
Yeah,
right?
I kind of hated that you had to do that.
The thing is,
but I get it.
I didn't want to wait anymore. I was curious. I wanted to know. It was just a bit, some
Jan 9.
anticipation.
You watched it Jan 9, right? When it came back?
I did. Yeah, I did that. Royce and I, my girlfriend and I, I went ahead and saw it. And I'll say this much. I'm gonna give J.J. Abrams an A for effort.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do. I think that's fair because for the geeks and for all the Star Wars fans out there, old school, me included, us included.
Yeah.
Historically, it's all wrong. It's just, to me, it's all wrong. But
historically, which
I just think that there's a lot of things that were inconsistent. The whole jump to light speed thing. I mean, if you're gonna go back to Episode 4, Episode 5, and with the exception of Episode 6, there was only one ship that can jump to light speed. Now it just seems like every ship, no matter what ship it is, can jump to light speed. I don't know if it's because of technology. Now,
weren't they jumping to light speed back then?
In the Return of the Jedi, but I was under the impression that because they were in the radius, I guess, of the Falcon, then they could all do it. That was the impression I got.
That's what was happening here, right? They were within the range of the Falcon, and then it was pulling into light speed, and then
if you go to Episode 8, one of the big rebellion ships went to light speed.
The whole dome maneuver.
Anyway, I'm being a little bit nitpicky, but the truth of the matter is, there's so many of us out there that will nitpick because
for sure.
We go back to Episode 4, Episode 5, where it all began, Episode 6, where it all began. We have to.
Yeah.
Right? But I think that Kathleen Kennedy accomplished her job in making this, and we heard a lot of leaks and a lot of
you did, because I was watching. No, even before,
not to name. I'm not name dropping anybody this episode, but they know who they are, and you guys know who they are. But
Mike Zero.
Okay, fine. But it was more of like it was known out there, whether they're rumors or fact, that Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm were trying to go in a direction to make it more for the general audience. You didn't necessarily have to be a diehard fan. You could have just been someone new to Star Wars, or just a person that walked in the movie theater. You're going to enjoy this film. And quite frankly, overall, it was a pretty good film. If you were not to go back to the original episodes. That's the way I see it. And
if you're not to go back to the old episodes?
Yeah, there's just so many things in there. There's so many things in there that...
Wait, let's start with the general. Okay. When you came out of the theater, you called me, and you were like, I wasn't so impressed. That was the first thing you told me. You told me it's like good effort, entertaining movie, but...
I'll give it good effort. Given what J.J. Abrams had to work with, and all the shit that went on prior to the film finally dropping. You heard so many things going on from August, September, October, which is sad to me. It was very, very unfortunate because we're not supposed to experience this with a Star Wars film. This for me, this was a no-brainer. This is, you're underneath the goddamn basket with 5 seconds left. Oh no, fuck that. 20 seconds left. All you gotta do is make a goddamn layup. And they couldn't even do that with these last 3 episodes.
I think they did it with this one. I don't know. Okay,
I mean, I'll let you go first. I get you. Okay, I got that. No question. This episode made up for The Last Jedi. No question.
No question.
I thought,
Is it the best of this trilogy? Would you give it that much? Because that was my first public reaction.
The Force Awakens was right up. To me, it was right up with The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, but one's got to kill one, keep one. Which one do you kill? Which one do you keep?
Bro, I'm just gonna go with. I'm really gonna go. There were great scenes, I thought, in the Rise of Skywalker. Scenes that actually got me emotional. I think we'll get to that.
Oh, definitely we will. But we're general first, and then we get
Force Awakens.
So wait, you go with. So
I'll go with the Force Awakens.
You'll go with,
slightly edges out the Rise of Skywalker.
Really?
Yes,
even after, because for me, the Hail Mary of correcting, again, just for clarity, I was okay with Last Jedi. The parts that I didn't like with Last Jedi are the Canto Bight, anything with Rose and Finn, that shit sucks. But everything with the Luke, of course, in my head, he's the super Jedi. We want to see him back, but we don't get the whole whole thing. But I'm ready to accept it as a fan. But anyway, before we delve deep, I'll give my 2 cents worth. Star Wars 1, to begin with, it suffers the disadvantage of these leaks, all these hearsays. It's under such a big microscope now that we know what's happening behind the scenes. We know that that directors are being fired left and right. Kathleen Kennedy bullshit, all these things. Yeah. But I was watching the making of, I think it was Empire Strikes Back. Even during Empire Strikes Back, no one knew where the story was going. They were going as George Lucas was making this shit up. In fact, even in the shooting of the Empire Strikes Back, in the I Am Your Father scene, I don't know if you know this. Originally, it was, I killed your father. Yeah. That was the line. But then it was only Mark Hamill and Luke Skywalker and George Lucas and Irvin Kershner, the director, who knew that it was actually I Am Your Father. You get what I mean? So shit like that were being changed. But if that happened nowadays, it would have been leaked. You know what I mean? Endlessly, or
that is true.
It gets ruined. You know that they're reshoots. Oh no, it must be in trouble. So I come into the cinema thinking that, you know what, fuck all this. The way I see it, and I hope you all do, and Ali does too. Like when you're watching your favorite basketball player or your favorite band, you know what I mean? They will play their old songs. They will play their old hits. Am I making sense with this? You get where I'm going? You'll see him dunk. It's like watching Vince Carter now. He still does his jumpers. If you're a big Vince Carter fan, you'll appreciate that he's still in the game. But a part of you's like, fucking retire already. You're getting too old. But at the same time, you love the guy. Yeah. That's how I feel with the Star Wars franchise. Everything you do, or like a band who will play, like you two will play fucking With or Without You, and you'll still cheer like a little boy or a little girl, whatever the fuck it is. Same thing with Star Wars. You show me fucking lightsabers, I'm happy. Show me fucking X-Wings and all these ships and space battles, I'm happy. This fucking does it well. Does it do it well with fucking the most amazing effects we've seen all year? Hell yes.
There were good effects.
Hell yes. Great effects, yeah. So it is still the top of the fucking pyramid for me when it comes to movie greatness. You got like a whole team of artists, because I, of course, as the artist that I am and the fan that I am, it would be our dream to be in a fucking Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it's still like, hell yeah. It's still the measure, the bench, top of the line. So does it deserve the billions? Hell yes. So, and I get that it will get nitpicky, and we will be picking nits, so to speak. But that's my general outlook of it. So when I came into it, that was my thing. I was coming into it actually with the lowest of expectations. But your sentiment made sense. But do you really go in for low expectation? Like, then I've dialed it back and I said, fuck that. Yeah, come in with the highest because it does check all the boxes. We've never seen the fucking light speed jumping that he does in the start. That just that was beautiful. That was made
cool.
sense wise. Maybe remember it's not sci-fi. It's sci-fantasy. It's science fantasy. Lightsabers cannot be explained by sci-fi. Sci-fi is more Star Trek. Anyway, you get what I'm.
There was a lot of great moments. There were a lot of great moments in this movie. Okay, we got introduced to 2 new characters. One could possibly be the daughter of Lando Calrissian.
Yeah, Jana.
I'm glad they didn't kill off
Jana.
Lando. I think.
Rewind.
Yeah.
The intro of Lando.
That was pretty cool.
Did you just? I was. My hands were up. I was crying.
It was good to see. It was good to see Billy D. Williams back in a Star Wars film. It was great to see how. And you know what? I was
thinking about it now. It's making me tear up.
What I liked is that the fact that his character and Luke Skywalker, when he was still alive, had actually worked together to solve this. They're trying to track someone that
the Jedi Hunter. I forget his name. Right, I didn't write it down. But I love when he goes, "Who are you? How did you know how to find us?" And he takes off his helmet and he says, "Wookiees always stand out in a crowd." I'm like, "Oh damn, Billy D!" And I don't know. The Lando smile.
He's still smooth.
He's still smooth. He's still smooth. He gets all the good lines. That's what I loved about this movie too. And when he goes to Poe again, I've seen it 7 times. When we'll be jumping all over the place. When Poe was crying to Leia and how did you do it? How did you do it? And then he's the one who says, "We didn't know either what to do."
Yeah, that was a good moment. We always had each other.
That was his moment.
I would have liked to see this. This is the thing, though. I would have liked to see more of those moments in The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, but we never got
Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker.
I know. But if you're gonna talk about this, you gotta go back.
Yeah.
Here's my biggest. I know my biggest gripe is that this, and you gotta agree with me on this.
Go. Say it first.
This trilogy had the potential to be something completely mind blowing. Although this movie made up for The Last Jedi, it wasn't mind blowing.
Really?
No, it was not. You go back to The Empire Strikes Back. Yes, they had their problems, and we didn't have the luxury, and
the microscope of the internet.
They didn't have that. We didn't have that as fans growing. Okay, all right, fine, but The Empire Strikes Back still knocked it out of the park. It still knocked it out of the park. This movie, despite all that other shit,
knocked it out of the park.
I don't think it knocked it out of the park. For me. It made up for The Last Jedi. That's all it did for me. That's all it did. But even saying that, I walked out saying, I feel bad because this could have been so much greater.
Really? How?
Yes, it could have been more epic.
You can't. Okay, remember, you are picking up the slack of Last Jedi. You can't take that out already. You have a movie to seal.
Even going back to The Force Awakens, I mean, there's a lot that's not explained. Okay, we don't see, and for some reason, this is in the beginning. How the hell did the Millennium Falcon get to where it was in The Force Awakens? Han Solo. When Mark Hamill was interviewed about Han Solo's death, he wished it could have been him and Leia, as opposed to this is not verbatim, but it's pretty damn close. Instead of a bunch of characters that we don't know that have known Han Solo for 30 minutes, that would have been more dramatic. That would have been more epic. Why wasn't it done?
Wait, I know where you're getting at. You know what the mortal sin of this new trilogy is? The mortal sin of this new trilogy is you didn't bank on your 3 main stars. You ended. You get what I mean? That's what everyone wanted. That's what everyone cared about.
That was a lack of respect for the storyline and the characters and the actors. Look, Han Solo. You could have equated him to a deadbeat dad, but that's not Han Solo. Han Solo is a scoundrel. Yeah, he's a scoundrel, but when push comes to shove, he's there. There again.
And Luke Skywalker with him not being the hero.
Luke Skywalker, we see at the end, but those were great setups. Those were great setups by J.J. Abrams. There were some details there I think you know that pissed me off with Chewbacca and Princess Leia, but okay, fine. We've talked about that many times. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
Last Jedi, Rian Johnson. You guys know how I feel about Rian Johnson. Okay, fine. Well, I'm not going to go there, but
thank you.
he basically took those setups and said, "Fuck your setups."
He subverted expectations. That's what he did. That's his
okay. Fine. All right. And then it became a mess from that. Now, how do you repair all the damage? Like I said, J.J. Abrams did the best he could possibly do.
He did
with what he had left, but we never got a chance to see or know any of the Knights of Ren.
Yeah, that's my complaint.
They were useless in this movie. What the hell were they even in the movie for?
No, I've watched it 7 times, and they just stood on a fucking mountain.
Just say that they died in a spacecraft crash and they got blown up.
Yeah,
put that in the thing before the damn movie started, okay?
They were very useless in this movie.
Useless. Snoke dying, okay?
That was last movie.
I know, but look. I'm just going back. Okay.
Go.
JJ had no choice but to bring back someone of the magnitude of the Emperor. He had no choice to do that. Which is my next
question. How was that for you?
I mean,
really?
Okay.
You're an old school fan.
There's certain dynamics in that I thought, wow, that's pretty interesting.
Right.
I thought I liked how when Rey was having that jostle with Kylo with the spaceship.
I love that scene too.
And then the lightning came out of her hands. I was like, oh shit. Okay, all right, okay. Now that's interesting.
That is very.
It was interesting that the fact that Rey is the granddaughter of
I was going there next.
But then again, it's like I wanted to know more. I wanted to know more about Snoke. Who is Snoke? Who is the brief history? No, I can't. You gotta go back to that.
No. The start. Remember?
I didn't like that shit. I thought that was just like that. There's nothing we can do about Snoke. I know you guys want to do about. I know you guys want to know more about Snoke, but you know what? He's dead. Rian Johnson killed him off. So let's just make him a clone.
Right.
And all these years, the voice that Kylo Ren has been hearing.
There you go. I love that effect, especially when you watch it in the fucking theaters when the music goes. I'm every voice inside your head. You know.
Okay.
If you've ever heard inside your, with the Vader and the.
I know, but as much as they said that they want to end the Skywalker saga, yet you're bringing this bad guy back from the dead. It's like, dude.
McDonald's is here.
Okay, anyway. McDonald's is here. Okay, we're going to get our McDonald's, so we're going to cut this shit right now.
Food break!
We'll see you. We'll see you. Okay. We're back.
Palpatine. Rey being a Palpatine. Did you like that?
It was believable. It was understandable. Okay.
Good twist. I love that twist.
It was a cool twist, but it didn't have that. You guys out there, you know what I'm talking about. It didn't have that.
No.
Behind it. I know.
I love it.
He liked the movie.
I love it.
I thought, okay, it made up for The Last Jedi for me.
Okay.
So from that point of view, I give him a round of applause because J.J. Abrams really tried. He really tried.
He really tried.
He tried because he was getting hit from both sides.
Yeah.
From the fans, the pressure of the fans, and the expectations, and then of course Lucas. I know Lucasfilm gave him shit. I know they give to the point that he had to bring George Lucas in
just to check,
just to figure this shit out. But then I think they backstabbed George Lucas.
They did. See, we know these things now because of the news.
Well,
you know what I mean.
It is what it is. But it has to be known.
Yes.
Can you imagine no one knows about this stuff and then this comes out? You imagine the backlash that J.J. Abrams would have gotten? Probably would have been tenfold. It would have been tenfold. But okay, we can move along. We can move
Go. No, but Rey, before we move from Rey, I was going to ask you about force healing. What was your thoughts?
I thought that was cool.
That was
really cool.
Cool, right?
There was new force powers that we've seen.
And we saw it first in you've seen The Mandalorian.
In The Mandalorian,
We'll be doing that next time. But I loved how everyone who's a Star Wars fan before The Rise of Skywalker has been, we're like us. We were watching The Mandalorian consecutively.
Yeah.
So the Rise of Skywalker came out on a Friday, so they moved Mandalorian to that Wednesday. It was that Wednesday's episode that we first saw the Force healing with Baby Yoda, picture included, and then we see Rey do it. I'm like, oh, that's so awesome that you use your strong player, which is like your Mandalorian, which hands down no one is disliking, right?
Oh,
no one is disliking the Mandalorian. So they use that vehicle even to push Rise of Skywalker a bit higher. So I love that. You know, you see that they are creating a universe where there's going to be cohesion. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I appreciated the Force healing so much more. That's why I kept telling you, remember, when we were talking on the phone, I'm like, make sure you watch Mandalorian before you watch Rise of Skywalker. And it does, right? So I like that. I like the new powers.
I liked it.
Yeah, your next point. You had a next point.
The next well, we can move right along because I don't want to focus too much on so much of the negatives.
Go. Hit negative, positive.
Yeah, okay.
Hit it.
So I'm going to start talking about some of the things that finally we got to see. Chewbacca, we finally see the reaction that I think
I thought of you when I remembered you
in the last year. I mean, goddamn, you know, all we got in the Force Awakens was, and that was it. And then he walks right by Princess. Okay, all right, I'm not gonna go there. You guys know what I'm talking about. He actually shows sadness. He's wailing. He's crying, and I'm like, finally, they show him some goddamn respect. Okay. Next, Luke Skywalker is back.
Sorry, go back to the close the Chewbacca thing.
Okay.
He got the medal. Did you notice that? In the end.
Oh yeah. Okay,
he gets the fucking medal.
Yes.
So that's one of your complaints.
Okay,
the Wookiee gets. JJ is already on his knees. Fans, this is what you want, right?
Yeah.
I've heard you. We've talked about this numerous times on the show.
That's right.
Right, and now he gets the medal, bro.
Yes. Yeah.
So JJ's. Why don't you love me, Ali? Ali, you know what I mean? He gives you everything you want.
Yeah, no, again, he's doing everything that he's trying to answer the fans, especially the pissed off fans. And that's why I give him so much credit because he really he tried to really make this whole thing work. We finally see Luke Skywalker. That we all are used to seeing. Okay, he's back. And he's inspiring.
A Jedi's weapon.
Yes. And you know what? I'm not even looking at any slaps in the face because we got to look at this from a more mature perspective, point of view. All right, you know.
But if we were to count, that's a fuck you, JJ, fuck you, Brian moment.
Pretty much. But I mean, it's like, you know what? It was good to see a Luke Skywalker that we all know and love. It's inspiring. You know, like
I was wrong, and I love how he said I was wrong.
It was. Yeah, you know, and in the conversation between him and Rey, that was a good.
Wait, rewind a little bit. What's your thoughts on him, a ghost catching the lightsaber, an animate object, or that just
who gives a fuck, man? It was beautiful to see.
Good, thank you.
I don't want to nitpick and be like,
hey,
ghosts can't catch a lightsaber. Fuck all that.
I thought you were gonna nitpick.
Hey, it was good. It was good, and you know, I really appreciated that. And then the one that almost made me cry, man. I almost started crying in the movie theater. Han in bed.
I cried.
That was the best scene of the movie. That was the best scene of the movie.
Me too. Hey kid.
You know, that, and then when he takes the saber and he chucks it out into the ocean.
No, wait. Let's. Okay. I want to rewind. What I love about that part is. You're dead. I mean, you're just a memory. And he says, your memory. And then he starts telling him, I don't know. I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Which was the same.
Yeah, but this time.
And his reaction, even what Han says, is what he was actually saying in The Force Awakens. And he's like, I need your help, but your son is dead. And then he says, Kylo Ren is dead. I'm like, oh!
Yeah.
I'm trying not to cry right now. But that was like, oh, man.
That was a great scene.
And then he's like, Dad, I know.
Yeah,
Right. I
yeah,
know.
yeah,
I'm like, wait,
yeah.
I'm crying a little bit.
That was cool, man. That was
fuck,
cool.
that was a good scene.
Before that,
fuck that scene.
Before that, General Leia tries to, or she does. She reaches out to Ben.
Just when he's about. And, okay, here's another thing. Remember, and I'll rewind. Sorry if I'm cutting you off, bro. I'm very excited with this part. Remember, during the trailer, I'm like, they're fighting again.
Yeah.
If Kylo loses in this fucking fight, I will be so pissed.
Yeah.
Which I love because he won. He essentially won, right?
And he got distracted.
And also, we see so much of Rey's vulnerability, which I love.
Yeah.
Now she's like a girl, like with distracting thoughts of love and shit on her mind. Now battling him.
And a bit of the dark side.
Right? A lot of the dark side is already showing through the cracks, right?
I mean,
she fucking stabbed him with a red
When
saber.
when he was, distracted. I mean, she knew that.
Yeah.
She did it out of anger. Yeah. So.
And then she sends Leia. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Leia's already in there, like somewhere stopping Kylo.
A lot of people out there criticize Leia dying because of that, but I mean.
How are the Leia scenes?
You gotta send Leia off. I thought they were great. I think they did.
Right? For someone who's dead,
I forgot she died.
Like, all her scenes made me cry. Every time she was on screen.
I mean, you could tell that there were scenes that that's not her, but I mean, come on.
No, that's her, but then she's not there.
Yeah, it's just it's the best that they could do. Just give them a fucking break, right?
Yeah. Thank you for giving them a break.
Yeah, man. And
and when she says, and then she heals him, right? And then she says, I really wanted to take your hand, but I wanted Ben. I'm like, there you go. Finally, there's a love story for fuck's sake. Love stories can be cool again, and not everything's like, oh, so you bullshit. I loved it. I love the cheesiness of it. Fucking awesome.
R2D2 and C3PO finally get the proper screen time that they deserve. Finally, fucking R2D2 is in the fighter jet. This time with Poe. Where he fucking belongs, okay?
Yes.
And then C3PO with his dialogue. He was funny.
He was fucking funny.
He wasn't this guy that was treated like shit, in my opinion.
He made sense in the fucking mission. I'm like, why do you need to... He's slow. He can't fight for shit. But all of a sudden, he's got a memory of a fucking droid.
Yes.
He was crucial to the mission, right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate it.
I will say this. I love the BB-8, but I don't know what this fucking speaker microphone thing is all about. But okay, fine, whatever. It looks like a blow dryer.
Dio. His name is, Those are the JJ-isms, for the...
Okay, fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to stay away from the
Cold
negatives.
face.
The next 5 minutes, I'm going to try to stay away from I will stay away from the negatives.
Okay. We'll get into your negatives more later.
Try not. Do or do not. That was cool. Okay.
I love it.
So okay, now Rey's character. Now we're gonna go to the new characters. Now Rey's character.
Thank you.
Is more intriguing.
Yes.
There's
humanized.
I'm not gonna say there's depth to her, but they're starting now. If I'm gonna watch the next trilogy, and she's in this next trilogy, I want to see more and more. I want to see them dive into.
I want her to be imperfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In this movie, she's very conflicted. It's imperfect.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Just like Kylo Ren was in The Last Jedi in The Force Awakens. Now she's going through this struggle. Now there were some cool scenes where they're in the Death Star, or what's left of the Death Star.
Oh wait! Before that, I just noticed Disney's been doing.
You know where I'm trying to go to.
Yeah. Before when she does have you seen Frozen? Oh, you're
no,
I've seen Frozen too. They do this fucking against the waves thing. That's a Disney thing that I'm calling them out. Because Rey goes against the big waves. Elsa does it too. Just saying.
I missed that part. I'm gonna see. I was in the restroom
during that time.
I didn't get a chance to see that. No, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so in the Death Star, going back to the Death Star, the remnants of the Death Star.
Okay.
Where you were taking it.
Well, you see the chair that. Remember the whole conflict in the Return of the Jedi.
Let go of your emblem.
Yeah. Darth Vader. Yeah. Your friends, they're dying. Look at them out there. That's not what he said. It's not verbatim.
Yeah.
But, you get this,
your overconfidence is your weakness.
Yeah.
Your faith in your friends is yours.
Yeah, yeah. So you see that room there, and you see, of course, you see Rey come face to face with her dark self.
Did you like that? I liked it too.
I did. I liked it.
Wow, we got
I liked it.
that. So that's how she is when it's fucking evil.
And again, it was just kind of like, you know, I'm not going to the negative. It's just like, I wanted more of this.
Yeah.
And The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi. Where was this shit?
Yeah.
Where was it? Come on, you know.
You know, I have this theory that if you cut, in my head, if you cut the parts of Last Jedi which we don't like, because this is a long movie, and word around the block is there's a JJ cut which is 3 hours plus. This movie is like 2 hours and 15 minutes. There's a cut that's 3 hours.
I would love to see that.
So if you cut off the bullshit stuff that Ryan puts in Last Jedi, and put some parts of this on Last to make it, you know what I mean?
It's sort of make up for
like a whole
well, we're gonna see it at some point
for sure. And look forward to that. So you like that scene? You like the whole?
I did. You know, I did, because you know, again, I'm looking for character development.
Yeah.
I didn't feel any sort of connection, and I can't say that I 100% feel any connection to Rey, but I got something.
Yeah, more than we've ever gotten.
Yes. Now, Poe,
I love.
Kind of cool, man. But you know, the only thing I don't like, he's not a goddamn scoundrel. Come on, man.
No, he's always been a scoundrel.
But you know what? Okay, you know what made up for that?
My page.
What made up for that was the character that is like
Zori Bliss.
She was cool, man. I like that character.
Cool, good.
And so that, you know, okay, that's okay.
I love the scene when he was like, "You were a spice runner? Weren't you a stormtrooper? You were a spice runner? Weren't you a scavenger? We could go at this all night." I'm like, that is fucking Oscar Isaac at his best, man. I loved it. It was funny.
I loved it.
And the dynamic of the group.
Yeah. Now,
more fleshed out. Go.
Finn. Finally, we get something from Finn. You
know? That's like, where I will disagree. But okay, you go.
No, it's not saying much. don't get me wrong.
Okay. Go. You do it first.
We got more out of Finn than we ever did in The Last Jedi. And
again, JJ doing his best.
So there was a little bit of character development there. Now he's got a love interest. He said, "Fuck the Asian chick. I'm gonna go with the sister right here." Okay, and they actually look like they're a good couple there.
Yeah, me too. I like their chemistry. It's like they gave their numbers FN2817. Blah 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 blah. Or whatever.
Is he gonna be the first Black Jedi since Samuel L. Jackson?
Did you know that? Did you know that part where he goes, "Rey," when they were sinking in the sand, and he was like, "Rey, I forgot to tell you, Rey." Do you know what that was?
That he's Force sensitive.
My boy's been reading. See, you read.
Well, no, that was just a lucky guess, because just now it just dawned on me. But
really?
I mean, that could definitely be it. Yeah.
When I first watched it, I thought it was gonna be like, I have feelings for you, Rey, or some bullshit like that.
Bullshit. You know.
I know that's what I thought. I was like, and then I love when Rey goes, "What were you about to tell me?" And then he whispers, "I'll tell you later." Like, and then Poe interjects, meaning when Poe's not around, is that it? We're stuck here and we're keeping secrets. It was just, I don't know. I love the humor, the acting, the fucking lightsaber.
The lightsaber duels were probably the best.
No, the lightsaber flashlight, the lightsaber.
Oh yeah. I forgot all about that. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I forgot about.
Why has no one ever done that? No one's ever done that joke.
I know. That was good.
That was good. What I don't like about Finn though is one. Don't get me wrong, John Boyega. I love you. I love John Boyega. He's a cool actor. The fact that he does a very fine American accent when he's in fact British, that is a feat in itself. But one, if you're a stormtrooper, I don't care if you're a fucking janitor, he shoots like a fucking gangster in this movie. If you notice, again, I've seen it 7 times. He shoots like sideways. You know what I mean? Like Black Poe's the one who's like, military.
Yes,
you were supposed to have been trained.
Yeah.
It doesn't sell it to me. Like, really? Bam, 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 bam. That's gangster, dude. You're a fucking stormtrooper. You're supposed to, You've shot guns before, right?
Yeah.
There are proper ways.
I mean,
if you were a soldier,
there's a huge difference between the way actors and actresses point guns now in comparison to back in the 80s. In the 80s, it was like you can't aim shit like this, but the way the special forces do.
Yeah, against your shoulder.
Yeah, it's against your shoulder, and you're on it. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been
He was shooting blasters like this. It took me so out of it. I'm like, really, bro? That's how we're doing this?
It's you know,
You're a stormtrooper. I know you're dumb. The stormtrooper.
We're gonna see more movies come out with these actors.
No, we're not.
Well, actually,
we're
you
not.
know what? That's another thing too. That's another thing. Well, we could talk about that later on, right?
Okay. No, this is the end though. Skywalker saga. This is the end.
The Skywalker saga is the end.
No more numbered.
No
Next
more numbered.
one, we could talk about we can go Old Republic. All these things are all hearsay, but that's neither here nor there.
So no more Rey.
No more Rey. Well, maybe on like a cameo here and there, but for Poe, Rey, and Finn, this is the end. I mean, I think for the Skywalkers and the Palpatines, I think.
So we're not gonna see an 11, 12, 13.
Not in the near decade, I think. I don't think so.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But see here, that's okay. That just goes back to the point that I was trying to make. If they had done this right from the beginning, we would definitely see an 11, 12, 13 because people would want more.
Yeah.
Look, that's where I feel that they really missed. You know, we could have gotten a lot more out of Kylo Ren and Ben. We could have gotten a lot more out of Rey. We could have gotten a lot more out of Finn and even Oscar Isaac, who's a great actor. We could have gotten so much more out of these guys. We could have gotten so much more out of. It could have been so much more.
Well, we got a lot on this one.
And dramatic. No, but I'm saying, like, when you think of Star Wars, okay, going back to Episode 4, 5, and 6, you're thinking of the magnitude of delivering to the fans should have been up there, if not more, than the Avengers. Because why?
Yeah.
No, because
no,
why?
For me, it's more than the Avengers.
But all right.
Okay,
Mandalorian for that matter, because it had that capacity. Yeah. It had a bigger capacity. It could have surpassed what Mandalorian did in a span of what, 2 months, 3 months. Okay, it could have done that, but it didn't do that, and that's probably why we're not going to see. We're not going to see. Episode 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, which we should. The storyline could have been so much better. It could have been so much more dramatic. It could have been moving. Like it could have been jolting for us, right? To see. Well, fuck that. To see. I mean, it could have just been put together so much better. Especially with the transition of the older characters to the new characters. It could have been more dramatic. The death could have been more dramatic. You know, it could, like, when Rey went back to Tatooine, to the oxygen farm, to bury the lightsabers, it just completely ended this thing once and for all. That should have been, I should have been crying.
I was crying, just like everyone else.
But I mean, because it just felt like it was done half-assed, right?
Why? What part of
all three movies, not this last movie, but all three movies could have been a lot. It could have just been so much better because it should have had that and then some. That scene would have been 10 times more dramatic for me and a lot of people out there.
When I'm listening to you talk about it this way, I feel that your hurt is really still coming from The Last Jedi.
It was,
right?
Yes,
it still
was,
is, right?
But then again, I thought The Force Awakens could have been so much. It could have been better, though. It could have been better. We were so excited. I was so excited for The Force Awakens because they're going to explain shit that happened between The Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, and then they're going to go into the movie and they're going to introduce these new characters, and so on and so forth, and blah, 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 blah. But we didn't get that.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Snoke? Where did he come from? Then he just dies. He just dies and...
I get it. But my contention always is, Star Wars has always started. Have you ever heard of the term in media res? It's a term in writing and that goes back even as far as mythology and literature. In media res means in the middle of things. Like when the Iliad and the Odyssey start,
okay.
it's always in the middle of the action. You know, some things are really meant to be.
Because episode 4.
Okay, you know what I mean? It's in between things.
But hell, episode 4 knocked it out of the park. It fucking didn't knock it out of the park. It knocked it out of the galaxy.
It created a new dimension.
This is what I'm saying. Like it created a pop culture.
Yeah.
That lasted up until now.
That
right?
never existed.
The
blockbuster
but
was what? Do you know the term blockbuster?
Yes, the magnitude. Sorry,
go.
Magnitude that you can agree with me that this new trilogy had the potential to do just that, but it didn't. It fell short. When you think of all of the resources that they had, George Lucas.
Oh. Do you know how much episode 4 was? How much the budget was?
Yeah, but I mean,
just guess.
What, 100 grand? 200 grand?
No, that's too small.
Like $1 million.
10 million.
Okay. Shit, I'm way off.
No, but compared to today's 110 million, that's a long way.
That's
a long way.
But that was the very beginning.
Yeah.
But I just feel that they missed the boat here. And they tried to catch the boat.
They did. Gotta give it. Forget the Last Jedi.
You can't. How can I forget the Last Jedi? You can't forget the Last Jedi because.
No, but then what happened there has already happened. It's like this is. Are you gonna cry over spilled milk, or are we gonna clean the mess?
I know.
You know what I mean?
They tried to clean the mess. They tried to clean it up as much as possible. But it still wasn't 100% for me. But I admire the effort. I appreciate the effort from J.J. Abrams. That's it. That's all that I can give. Being completely honest here.
I'll ask you this last one, and then we go to ratings. Palpatine, Ian McDiarmid as the Emperor.
Again, he did the best he could do. You know, there were some good scenes there. I like the way he sucked the life force from Ben and Rey. I like that. Okay, that's Palpatine. Okay, now going back to the way he dies.
Who dies? That's what I wanted to hear.
Haven't you learned your lesson, man? Like, you're gonna burn your fucking face off again. You know. It happened with Mace Windu, okay? He tried to throw that lightning shit out of your hands. What do? He blocked it with a saber, and then you burnt your face up.
No, see, here's my theory. My theory is he showed his true form after...
Oh, okay, all right, fine. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sith looks like, fine. Yeah. But I mean, he still died the same way.
Yeah,
it's like,
died the same
come on, man. Now, you can't tell me that 2 lightsabers... This guy is powerful. Obviously, he's been
1,000 years.
The guy was old as fuck to begin with.
He's like a Highlander. That's what happened here.
Dude,
like
man,
there could only be one.
You mean to tell me that just those 2 lightsabers alone are gonna fucking? That's it?
No, her life force. She died, bro. She threw her life force at him. That was basically what happened. That's why she died.
Could have been more.
Really?
It could have been more. I mean, you hear the Jedis from the past.
You didn't like that? I like that.
I know, I understand it. All those Jedis are there at that one moment.
And then be with me.
Lightsaber, plus your life force, excuse me. Then you got 2 sabers, and it's just full. I get that.
Yeah,
I get that.
I liked it. And I love how, even in the start when Rey says, and I opened the show also with Be With Me. It's like when she was saying that, I was like, oh, she knows that people don't really like her. But she's trying, you know what I mean? It's like, be with me. Just for this last movie. Mm-hmm. Just be with me. That's why I also started with that. And in the end, that's what she does. It's like, be with me. And then all of the Jedi, I am all the Jedi. I loved it.
All right. I mean, okay, I can buy that.
And the fucking Kylo death. What was your take on that?
It was too fast. I mean, he could have said something. He could have said, like, carry on.
Did you like the kiss? I love the kiss. Everyone's like, they shouldn't have killed him. I'm like, why not? Two chicks can kiss, but Rey and Kylo can't kiss. Come the fuck on, man. What the fuck? Yeah, you didn't like it.
I didn't like
I remember
it.
we were on the phone. I told you, bro, it's like Romeo and Juliet. And your reaction was cold. You're like, fuck Romeo and Juliet. But it is. It's a tragedy. I don't know. Again, this is one of the rare times where we're opposite. Not completely opposite, because we're always...
Yeah, but
You get it, right?
I mean, I completely respect his opinions about it. You know?
Yeah, I respect yours too, and I know it, and I feel the hurt.
Yeah.
But again, if you think about it in terms of watching your favorite musician or your favorite athlete play, just think of it that way. You're happy to see them on court, even when fucking Bono tries to make his moves. You know this motherfucker is almost 70 or 60, but he's still... Or Steven Tyler, when I watched him with Aerosmith, that motherfucker's what, 60 plus? You know, as old as my dad, still doing...
Gotta be 70.
70, yeah, my dad's 70. They're more the same age. Still doing the same fucking moves.
Yeah.
We're just happy to see them fucking do their shit. You know, that's the way I see it. That's the way I treat Star Wars. And I would even dare say it's the best movie, comic book wise, or in the nerd pop stratosphere for me this year. It's better than fucking Joker or Endgame. Fuck Endgame. Why? Sorry, I just have to go through this real quick. They recycled shit in Endgame. Here, just for that one aspect that they showed us new effects, new planets, new stuff that my shallow eyes will be entertained by. I loved every inch of it.
Yeah, to end on a positive note, I don't want to end on a negative note, but to end on a positive note, I remember my girlfriend Royce, she was just like, hey, she whispers to me during the movie, she's like, Ollie, this is not a bad movie. I go, no, I know.
This is a bad movie?
No, she goes, no, this is not a bad movie.
Yeah, that's me, my brothers too.
This is actually
good.
Actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And I said, I know. I know
Right.
that. I know.
I'm surprised Royce said that.
Yeah.
See?
So,
what's wrong with you?
No, I get it, man. I get it.
It's not a bad movie.
I know. I just wish that there was just more behind. I feel that.
I get you though.
I feel that they did not reach their potential on this trilogy. They did not, and that's the tragedy of it all. It's like, how will Star Wars be remembered? I kind of bring. I'm a history buff. Napoleon Bonaparte was one of the greatest military geniuses of his time, and his time transcended throughout history.
Yeah, up to
People
now we
talk
still
about
talk
him
about
now.
him. Yeah, we study
But
his shit.
what they also talk about was his loss that ended his career. To what's his name? The battle at Waterloo, Wellington, and he was the best. He was. Many say he was better than Alexander. He was better than Caesar. He was better than Hannibal. He was better than all these great conquerors, these military geniuses. Mm-hmm. But what is he remembered for? He's remembered for his loss in the Battle of Waterloo.
How's that connected?
And that's a tragedy. Now, maybe this is a fucked up analogy, but what I'm saying is that I'll ask you guys this: how will Star Wars be remembered as far as the Skywalker saga is concerned? Will people remember this trilogy? And because you start off strong, you gotta finish strong. Because
didn't they finish strong?
I don't think they finished strong. I just think that people walked away, including myself, saying, well, you know what, they tried to make up for the lack of, and I give them an A for effort. But at the end of the day, I'm still sad walking out of this movie theater. And I shouldn't feel sad because...
Sad or disappointed?
Sad and disappointed. But because sad because this is the way it ended. And with all the bullshit in between, it should have never gone to that in the first place. This, again, I'm going to say it again, this had the potential to be on a completely mind-blowing scale, where all of us, not just the old school fans, but all the fans could have walked away saying, holy shit, man.
Mind blown.
What's next? Because that's how I felt when Return of the Jedi ended. What's next on the horizon? I can't wait to see. My parents were...
Was that the reaction of everyone, though? I think not. A lot of people don't, fighting bears. You know, a lot of people still bitched about that too back in its day.
Well, you know what?
I love it.
But all you got to see is the anticipation from the fans when the first trailer started to drop for The Force Awakens. I mean, I remember that excitement. I was excited. People were crying. I was watching the reaction videos of the second trailer when Han Solo goes. You hear Han in the background go, Chewie, we're home. Yeah. People were fucking crying at home watching that. You know, I mean, the built-up anticipation, and that anticipation, that excitement wasn't met. It was not. You can't say it was.
It was for me. It was for me.
Okay.
Again, it's
for me. It wasn't.
It's a subjective thing.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fair.
You know what I mean. But we get it. That we're just passionate about it. But here's my question for you. Do you think it's an oversaturation of Star Wars?
No, they missed the fucking. They missed
because they're doing good with the Mandalorian. We get it every week.
They missed the goddamn. They missed the goddamn clutch shot. You know, like first of all, it shouldn't have never come down to having to knock down a clutch shot.
It should have been
it should have been a fucking blowout.
Sweet. Yeah.
Like, how do you go wrong with this? How do you? You got all the original characters.
Feminism is how.
Oh my God! You know.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm sorry for all the social justice warriors out there. Okay.
But it's true.
It's fucking true, man. Like,
especially for the Last Jedi.
I understand
you're
trying to send messages out there, but people don't necessarily. There's enough going on in this planet. There's enough bullshit going on in this planet. There's enough struggle. All we want, and I think a lot of you guys out there agree, all we want to do is for 2.5 hours forget our problems. Because that's what entertainment is supposed to be. We're supposed to forget our problems for those 2.5 hours and enjoy something and be genuinely entertained and not be reminded of some shit. But I will say this in fairness. Because I was a little kid back in 1983, maybe there were some innuendos there. Maybe there was some social justice, social shit going on in those movies that I didn't notice, all because I was a kid. Maybe my parents were the ones saying, "Hey, did you notice this about this particular movie in the Return of the Jedi?"
An adult, like what?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm just saying, just to be fair. 1 to 10, I give it a 7.
7.
Yeah.
Overall,
I mean, again, I just felt that they did the very best that they.
No,
I'd say I give it a 7.
7. That's it. I give it a 9.5, and just the minus 0.5 is only because fucking Knights of Ren are useless and Poe shoots like a gangster, man.
Oh, Finn.
I'm sorry, Finn, not Poe. Finn. Yeah. Finn shoots like a gangster. Well, thank you so much for watching. It's been a while. We missed you guys. Comment, go crazy on the comment section. Maybe ask some shit that we would address. We will be finishing the Mandalorian reviews. Again, we've been busy. It's the start of the year. Kung hey pachoy to everyone. I'm your host, Fajardo.
I'm always pleased you guys take care.
And remember to check the page on Facebook and YouTube. The page is Taglish Network. The show is TAMBAAAAYYY. And adios.